Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dota Pit League Season number 3 group stages. It is a Group B matchup between Alliance and mYi here. Welcome back in. It's game number 2 between the two squads, and I don't think it could have gone any faster than in that first game. And well, part of the reason is because when you feed a sniper, sometimes he just goes 15-0-3 and has, at 20 minutes, a Mask of Madness, Phase Boots, SNY, and an MKB. And you do the math and see how that one works out for mYi in the end. PieCat having a fantastic time mid lane, and that gives them their second win of Dota Pit right now. Their first game at the hands of Vega. They're 2-3. mYi moved down to 1-6. They want to be 2-6 though, and they have that opportunity here with this game number 2, which really at the start is looking like an okay draft for them. But before we get any further in, again, we're HighGroundTV. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, Pit Muckle, our production manager, is with us. Quantum, of course, standing in for Montpax, our stats man. And F-Well. What do you have to change? What do you have to do if you're mYi to have at least a closer game against Alliance, who seem to be unstoppable, at least with PieCat in that middle lane?
I think they just need to make like smarter rotations. Like that first gank really set the tone for the game. Made it extremely difficult for them to do anything with PieCat being so far ahead. You know, maybe after that gank and it fails, maybe you immediately return to that lane with, you know, 2 support heroes smoked up possibly. Try to get a kill onto him as he would be like over leveled and slightly over farmed at that point. So I don't know, man. I think Alliance is just playing a bit better right now than mYi. Like we saw yesterday, mYi really struggled against Vegas, so it'll be interesting to see if they can bounce back. I don't think since they've taken over VP slot, they haven't won a game yet, right?
No, that's correct.
So, but I do like the start of this draft though. Like Vengeful Spirit, Batrider, 2 very strong heroes. You know, you take out the counter to Batrider as well.
I'm a big fan of Alliance's draft though, specifically because I'm also a fan of Magnus. I have a soft spot in my heart for Magnus players and Magnus is a hero in general because let's be honest, that hero is amazing to watch from time to time. Assuming he hits the RPs that he needs to hit, he goes for that early blink dagger. Plus Empower for Juggernaut seems pretty solid as well. I'm a big fan, but Scarth Mage is kind of an interesting pick with this so far. They don't have lockdown other than that RP. They have the slow from the Scarth Mage, but they need another hero to support up with that.
I mean, you think about things that are good with Skywrath. You have like Sand King, very popular. Actually, gonna go with Enigma, so they're gonna just use the Skywrath as sort of a solo zoning tool.
Yeah.
Comboing nicely with the Juggernaut. Like it's pretty easy to pick up kills with Skywrath Jug. So, gonna just go for some greedy jungling Enigma this game. And we'll see how mYi intends to respond to this. Like, do they send an aggressive dual lane, an aggressive tri-lane, ward up the jungle? You definitely have to have some sort of game plan up against the Enigma, or you're just going to get completely out-farmed. So, and since they already have 2 of these supports, it's not like they can match the greed with some greed of their own with something like a Sand King.
Yeah,
this is TA. I actually kind of like this pick because TA will do quite well against Magnus. You're not gonna like crush the lane just because Mag is a hero that can always get his farm with the shockwave, but should probably win by like 10 to 15 CS, I would say, by 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and they don't have any way to gank him because it's just a solo support Skywrath.
Yeah, This is a pick that I really like for mYi. I think they got a little too fancy in the past couple of games, specifically when they picked up that Zeus. I know that Zeus mid is solid, but against that sniper it was a problem. Templar Assassin probably has just as rough of a time against that sniper, if not more of a rough time, but they know there's no sniper in the pool right now. There's no Shadow Fiend, and Templar Assassin right now actually seems to be one of the up-and-coming, I say up-and-coming mids, because it's been out of the scene. I mean, I guess it's still picked occasionally throughout every patch, but she's the tried and true, I should say, and she works very well in that middle lane. She'll be able to get farm, maybe go for phase drum blink, maybe get Yasha, and transition into getting the Desolator. They are on the Radiant side, so they don't have the luxury of going to Roshan early, even with the Venge of the Templar Assassin. But if they are able to get a couple of kills, or maybe push down some of the tier 1 and tier 2 towers, they can take Roshan, and they could do pretty well with that. But they will have to deal with the Enigma, Black Hole, as well as the Magnus RP. So they've got the combo. They got the Wombo combo. And when I think of Wombo combos in Dota, this is the first one that I think of as the big combo. RP into Chronosphere, or not Chronosphere, Black Hole. God. Although Chronosphere is kind of important as well. But no, it's these two abilities.
Yeah, so they definitely have a lot of AoE teamfight abilities. Mostly the Enigma one, it's more about the threat of the black hole than actually casting it. Like, we've seen it so many times, you know, the first black hole gets cast at 40 minutes or something. But definitely a strong hero, adds a lot of push potential, a lot of farm to your team, like you're going to have the mech very early, BKB, just a very obnoxious hero to play against. You have to devote so many resources to shutting him down, either by warding up his jungle at level 1 or constantly applying gank pressure to his jungle. So I'm a little concerned, like, for mYi. I'm not sure if they're gonna have a plan for the Enigma. Like, with these heroes, you can't really just gank him, so they're either gonna have to ward it up or do some sort of aggressive dual lane or tri lane. They're actually gonna go for an anti-mage. They just have so much lockdown. Like, you don't really care if you expend a black hole or an RP to kill an anti-mage.
Yeah, exactly.
Skywrath Silence. So
yeah. That's the crazy thing, is they pick the aim into the Skywrath Silence. Yeah, I mean, right now, if he gets rotated on early, then his lane becomes a pretty huge problem. But they go for the anti-mage because they know they're against Enigma. They don't expect anything to happen for at least the first 5 to 10 minutes. So he might be able to get up his Battle Fury. The most important thing in this game is for him to get a Manta style. If he gets a Manta, that Skywrath Silence is not going to do anything. And it helps against the Omni Slash as well, so they can't, like, solo kill him. They can't lock him down. Malphus is pretty nice. Again, you talked about Black Hole. That'll be the best thing they have to deal with an RP as well. Is pretty good, but it's kind of greedy for mYi as well, because they go for that anti-page. But, you know, they go greedy because Alliance went greedy as well with the Enigma. But with that being said, I actually think that this draft I like for mYi a lot more than the previous drafts they had. They're not against a troll. They're not against a sniper. They do have to deal with the Juggernaut, obviously, and Pycat mid, interestingly enough, for the Venomancer, who will be up against Colette. And this is actually just a hard counter pick against CTA. So,
although I believe it's not as terrible as it might seem. Like, for TA, I've actually seen TA, like, win this matchup before. I believe in do you remember when there was that 1v1 tournament by BTS? It was like Fistful of Tangos or whatever.
Yes, that was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, but Fear played TA up against Funix Venomancer or something, and he won, like, both sides of the matchup. So it's definitely, like, a matchup that's, I would say it's definitely in favor of Venomancer, but I think it's, like, not as bad as you might think for TA.
Maybe 70-30, 60-40?
70-30 probably.
Okay. That's what I think that's probably accurate. I mean, because there is, like, TA has a lot of room to work with based on individual skill, and for mYi, and based on how they've been playing, it's going to be rough for Cole. Although
maybe
Cole could
Cole's
break
just
out.
Dragon Fist of EU.
Is he?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he has Dragon Fist. For those of you that don't know, I'm not sure if he's still up there, but was ranked #1 in the NA leaderboards for a long period of time and got there through Templar Assassin play. But isn't, you know, like, a TA in EU Wagamama, like, isn't that's the guy?
I don't know. I'm sure.
Like, he only plays TA, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think he plays a lot of heroes.
No, I mean, he does, but he does. All right, I'm sorry. I'm being facetious. Ake is actually gonna probably die. Yeah, he's dead. Is he dead? Mitch, the last stack gets the kill. That is 6 stacks. Ake went the long way around, and Loto cannot help him. Loto's looking at him. He's like, I can't help you, dude. You're on your own. But
how did that happen? I'm not sure. He got like 4 stacks when he was here, and
yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he went this way, and Mitch came around. He swung around.
I think.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Just
he was trying to harass. Maybe something happened, and look at this. Milan actually coming into the jungle, making sure that Enigma can't farm. I think he already used an Earth Spike. Only one clarity left for Mad, by the way, and he's not really close to his soul ring.
Oh,
So
no.
this jungle is going to be kind of interesting.
He doesn't
And-
know the trick against trolls, and so he basically like lost to the jungle.
What do you mean, trick against the trolls?
Like, okay, if there's a trick against like this troll camp, I'm actually not gonna say because most people don't know it, and I don't want people to know.
Oh my God, you're such wow.
I'm serious. There's a way that you can make it so that it never spawns the little skeletons, and it looked like he just got the skeleton spawned on him, and it's actually impossible to do that camp at level 1 if the skeletons get spawned. So, Matt, a little unfortunate there.
I mean, yeah, you're banned,
I'm
dude.
gonna get banned? Alright.
You're banned.
Dude, that's
Listen,
some
that is
competitive
unacceptable,
advantage,
F4L.
dude.
F4L, buddy. Listen, we can't. Come on, dude. Also, I love the offlane Niqua Magnus. I think offlane Magnus is pretty solid, although Lazard has a haste rune right now. That's unfortunate. I don't think he dies, but he is harassing the hell out of him. Top lane, Blade Fury. Mitch is barely going to get in the trees, and Loda will not continue to chase. Mitch stays alive. Luckily, Loda takes very little damage from the Firefly. This is actually Niqua's first Magnus game. Interesting. Well, that's something, I suppose. I'm sure he's played it in pubs. Matt is having one of the roughest jungles I've ever seen because Milan is shadowing him like a hawk. Mid lane, Cole's going to get caught out. Nice Mel to avoid that last right click. And Pycat, I love this, is going for the Gale build. He says, screw the wards. I'm going to pump out the damage, and Venomous Gale is one way to do that if you max it out or even get a second point in it. He's going to see Milan. He does have a Gale up in 1, but he will not chase up to the high ground. And then they TP back in from...
refraction targets at level 2.
Yep. Pycat hexed up, Earthspike about to fly. It looks like does connect. Now the Firefly for Mitch. Pycat in some trouble here. Has Gale, will he use it? And I think he actually doesn't hit it. He wasn't ahead of him. And now they get the kill on... Oh, Milan goes down to Pycat. The tower getting the kill. At least Pycat gets a little bit back there, so...
I think Mitch like just de-aggroed the tower for some reason and got his support killed, so it's a little awkward there, but I do like what Mitch is doing right now, stacking up the Ancients. You wouldn't think TA now that you have these Psy Blades hitting on Ancients actually farms up Ancients extremely fast, so it's going to be a nice way for him to get some additional golds.
Speaking of that, when was that change? Because I don't remember that being a thing. And then like this patch, I noticed like, oh, side blades are working Ancients.
The last patch?
If you say so, man, I'll trust your judgment. But yeah, that doesn't like that's a really good way to buff up a hero. But also like teams are gonna start realizing when TA gets picked that Ancients are a factor. Mitch is gonna get concussive shotted. No Omni yet for Loda. He's getting there. They're going to maybe find Cole with a kill, but he's just going to pop that refraction, goes down anyways. Nice play coming here from Pycat. Gets back into the game with that kill, actually, and he's really harassing Cole. In fact, he's outlaning him. He's out farming him. Pycat having another good mid lane against Cole, who's like, do I really have to play against this dude?
I mean, I think when you go this build on Venomancer, it's way more in favor of Veno, like than the Plague Ward builds, so...
Yeah. Line, meanwhile, gets a kill bottom lane. Niqua actually was, I think, trying to skewer away, and he didn't even use it. He did buy something, I believe, on the courier. I think it's Bottle. Yes. Bottle, which is also flying out to Pycat. Is there a soul ring for Mad? There is, and he gets boots. He's up to level 5. He's caught up very well. And, yeah, he's done very nicely in this jungle ever since Milan had started rotating in and out. So that's very, very solid for Mad. Top lane, Loda's your lead CS, unsurprisingly, at 37 last hits. Mid lane, there's going to be a gank coming onto Pycat. Meld Strike going as well. Gets the poison off the Gale as well. Cole will take damage. Mad's going to rotate through as well. Gets the Malphus. Black Hole not available. He has Midnight Pulse. Cole's going to fall, it looks like. Might get denied. Nice play. But Mad actually gets the kill on the Lion.
Midnight Pulse.
What an ability. What an ability. Top lane, big dive onto Mitch. Arcade Bolt, they'll get the kill. Omni Slash was used. Mitch goes down. It's a bloodbath. mYi losing 3 heroes. They were off to a good start, but all of a sudden, they feed Loda a kill. Bottom lane, Niqua getting right-clicked by the Anti-Mage, who has 1 point in the mana break, but did he go for the burning build? He did. 1-1-1, and then 2 in the stats. This is the most common anti-mage build you will see. In fact, I don't know, people get like maybe 1 extra point in the mana break early or 1 extra point in the blink, but other than that, the 1-1-1 plus 2 stats is, I've seen this for so long.
Yeah, I think it's like the best way to play anti-mage. Your skills are just so good at level 1. Like blink's really the only one that scales very well. You look at mana break, it goes 28, 40, so definitely the first point being way more value than the other points. Same thing for spell shield.
That's really nice because once you get treads and you get a ring of health, you can just jungle.
Yep.
As well, which is like that's why you get the 2 points of stats. It's to jungle, I think, for the most part, if you need to. But I think you have to go treads for that to work. You can't go for like the Battle Fury components early. I think it has to be treads.
Usually, the way you do it, so you synchronize your skill points with like your timing of your items. So like when you get Battle Fury, you want to have max blink, and then when you get Mantis Style, you want to have max mana break. So
okay,
that's just sort of how you. That's like the burning build, like.
Very efficient.
Yep.
And that's a very efficient way of playing anti-mage, which is a hero that's all about efficiency.
Yep.
And they just have to give him enough room. And I mean, we've seen before, Loda has been one to carry with this hero when his team has not given him any room or space. Meanwhile, Magic Missile on the mat, he popped a Midnight Pulse, but...
They put so many resources.
Nikwa, Earth Spike, he is probably dead. Mana Void goes and kills him while he's skewering away, so he skewers and then dies. That was kind of funny. So Gogi gets the kill. That puts him up to 1,300 gold. Any components on the courier? No. That's enough for a broadsword. He'll probably save up for the claymore and then buy the broadsword in lane. So you can buy the broadsword from the side shop to finish off your Battle Fury immediately is what most people do.
Yep, and Mad actually, like, could you imagine if Mad was having like a good jungle game? Like, he would.
I mean, it's not terrible.
I mean, it's not terrible, but I wouldn't say it's good either.
Cole is getting every single bit of poison thrown on him. It's like the game Pandemic.
Trap.
Pycat is in some trouble. He will get side trapped up. No more Magic Missile. They have the Earth Spike. They're going to use it. TP coming in. Mad's here as well. Malphus, he does have Black Hole. He's not going to use it on Lazar. That's for damn sure because he's just dead regardless. And he'll be dead for 17. So actually don't get the kill on Pycat, nor does he get the kill on the TA, but she has to go home. Now Midas picked up for Mad. There's many ways to build an Enigma, and Midas is one of the ways that is kind of interesting, but I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of.
It's not good. Like, if you compare Midas, like, I think we've talked about this before, like, the win rate of Midas versus, like, every other item that you can go for on this hero, it's just significantly lower. Like, it doesn't add very much. Like, I don't know. You just farm so fast that Midas is pretty useless.
I remember seeing another Midas in this patch. I'm not sure if that stat is true, actually, because it might have been NEL. I might be wrong. I think it actually probably was NEL, but I could have sworn I saw another Midas.
Those aren't that Dota games. Come on, Mott. Just kidding.
I don't know, dude. Listen, I'm not trying to...
Yo, people get Midas on Enigma all the time in NEL.
Yeah, that's... It probably was NEL, and I know it's not on that Dota, so... And thank God for that, because...
Thank God.
The stats would be super screwed up. Pycat lassoed up to the high ground. Earth Spike coming out. Pycat is dead as hell. Gogi comes in, gets the kill. Puts him up to 1,700 plus his Perseverance. Lots of hero in this bottom lane. Nikwa's the slowest man you will ever see. He has to skewer away. And that side trap slow, dear Lord. That was some slow right there. He's got his bottle now. He'll look to try to get to that Blink Dagger, but I think actually mYi are in a very good spot. You do have a jungle Enigma, obviously, and you do have the Juggernaut, but Cole is playing okay now, but really the big thing is Gogi's super farmed.
Yeah, this AM is highest net worth in the game at 5,700. That's just going to continue to expand once he gets up this Battle Fury. The only thing I'm really worried about is the Templar Assassin, really off to a slow start. Definitely a hero that you want to snowball with, so... You know, maybe with these ancient stacks can get himself back into this game. Is that actually going to stack? Might be a little too late. Could have possibly used the Wave of Tear to stack this one up.
He missed it.
A little bit of a mistake there.
That's a smiley face with one eye. Or frowny face, I should say. I can't see the other eye, so you're wrong, Pimp. I'm sorry. I'm flaming your drawing on the minimap. Or map, I guess. How dare you?
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding, buddy. Loda has the start of a Yasha. He's got his Blade of Alacrity. Oh, man. And the Mom as well, and yeah.
So Gogi's gonna have actually probably a 12 or 12.5 minute Battle Fury with Treads.
Yeah.
So,
that's crazy.
That's extremely fast. This anti-mage is gonna get out of control unless they do something about this.
They have not ganked him whatsoever, and Gogi, in fact, he had bought the broadsword first, which I think might have been a mistake because he has to ferry it out on the courier now. Takes a couple of extra seconds. And
Yeah,
sure
I definitely think it's a little more efficient to go the other way. So
that's true. He could, yeah. Well, smoke up coming out. Nikwa wants to RP somebody, but he actually doesn't have any mana. He's up to 1,400 gold. Alliance are really running in here. They have Omni-Slash ready. They have to get the silence off if they want to kill the AM. They're going to run right into Gogi. You see him. Now the silence comes out. RP goes finally the Omni-Slash. They're going to get the kill. He did get his Battle Fury, though, so he doesn't lose really any gold, but still a very big pickup for Loda, and that gives him a lot of gold as well because that's a farmed anti-mage they're taking down. Loda gets 360 gold out of that, so that's a nice exchange for him. And they have a nice little stack here as well.
Yeah, the bigger thing about that is more like the farming time that he loses from that. So loses about a minute of farm, which is basically the entire jungle once you get the Battle Fury with that max blink that he now has, like we talked about. So very nice kill from Alliance.
Wow, that lasso. Mitch walked right up and said hi. He was on their doorstep and they didn't even give a damn. Ake goes down again. The big problem with the support Scarith Mage is that he's one of the squishiest heroes and he dies very, very quickly. Although he's only had 2 deaths to his name, and both have come at the hands of Mitch. He will be able to help out soon, especially with the help of Mad's mech, which is going to be coming, I think, now. Yeah, the mech's on its way. So, despite going for a Midas, he goes for a 13-minute mech, which is not really that bad, honestly.
Yeah, it's just a little unusual of an item path, like we talked about with the Hand of Midas. It's a little awkward, but making it work right now is up to level 11. Is that the highest in the game? What is...
It is with Gogi, tied with Gogi and the Juggernaut as well, Loda. And Pycat's not too far behind, who doesn't have to go mech this game, I guess goes straight for an Axe.
Oh, they actually went double Midas, so looking to take this game late with those AoE teamfight ultimates, I think that's perfectly fine. When you're up against an anti-mage and you have these huge lockdown spells like RP, Black Hole, I think it's perfectly okay to go late game.
Alliance go into Roshan. They wave of turret, so they know they're in there clearly. But Mitch was not really heading over there. In fact, they're just going to give this up. They really can't fight into everything that Alliance has unless they get a really good lasso, but that's not the case. Loda gets the Aegis, and that gives their team a bit more gold. Specifically, Nikwa needs that. He needs to get to that Blink Dagger. And, you know, 15 minutes for an off-lane Magnus getting his Blink's not terrible. It could be better, obviously, but Nikwa not in the... It's not the easiest lane.
It's not a hero that really has...
Oh my god, Milan, did you see that sick juke? Did you see that sick juke?
That was pretty good.
Milan, actually, if he dies there, he loses how much gold?
Quite a lot.
240.
Like, yeah. Which
they actually have a number. They have a number called death cost now. That's amazing. That's the best thing ever.
What they do? Oh,
yeah.
Death cost. Wow.
Yeah. That's
that
pretty.
Is the greatest thing ever.
So now I know exactly how much gold a person will lose when they go down in any situation, and how far away they will be away from said item afterwards. So that's pretty important. It's pretty amazing. Thank you, Valve. You're amazing. Bottom lane, tier 1 tower, gonna get destroyed. The pushing power of the Enigma Eidolons plus the Plague Wards, which he did now max out, gonna start coming into fruition. And he also, I just don't know what Pycat builds. It's probably gonna be an Aghanim Scepter, but it's gonna be a while before he gets that.
I mean, they went double Midas, so...
I guess he's fine with it taking a while.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna all push bottom now, and this is, I really like this timing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a time in the game when mYi aren't going to look for these team fights. They need the Manta style onto the anti-mage. Not even opting for a Vlad's first, so that's a little surprising, I think.
So we've discussed this before. Vlad's is very good for split pushing. And it's also kind of good for team fighting early, but it's really just for the split push, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the best item on anti-mage by far. Like,
really?
If you think about what it does, I mean, that's what makes the hero so good, in my opinion. Like, you push the side lane's so much faster. And you sustain so that you can farm ancients as well.
No, not building it.
Forced to fight this though.
Yeah, they are on the high ground. Alliance have quietly walked up to the tier 3 tower, now banging on the door. It's become a bit of a loud party here as Alliance are looking to maybe take down the tier 3 tower. Mad's looking to get a black hole off, but no blood tagger. Mag does have his RP. Nico is ready to go. This Rax is in trouble, and they are not defending at all. And Mitch just jumps in and dies straight away to the Omni Slash of Loda. And at 16 minutes into the game, they don't care how farmed this anti-mage is. They kill a set of Rax. And I mean, they might get a tier 2 tower top. Did they use Glyph? No.
No.
All right. Yeah, the Dire Keep still have Glyph.
They use Glyph on Radiant.
And they can't even get the tier 2 tower. And Glyph wasn't even forced. And I feel like, I guess you can't really fight if you're anti-mage, but you have to try maybe and hope that they overextend. I don't know.
The problem there is like the Aegis. Like the Aegis was the big problem there. Onto Loda, like you can't initiate onto Loda, so you have to go for one of these other heroes, maybe Enigma, but with all of these Plague Wards, it's very difficult for Batrider to get that initiation off. Maybe they needed to try to smoke initiate, but unable to do so there. The Batrider ends up blinking in, and since he was in vision, there was a pre-click silence from Ake, so very nicely played by Ake, getting that silence off before Batrider could do anything, and ends up being a easy Rax for Alliance. And I think at this point you just farm up for Alliance and then you wait for the next Roshan and you do it all over again.
Yeah, I don't think there's any real hurry for them at this point. And Gogi is not going to become a factor for any period of time. I mean, his Vance is about to be completed here in a couple waves, but...
Oh, and speaking of like Vlads, I think had he had Vlads there instead of a Yasha, he definitely gets that tier 2 tower.
Just because of this rate of damage.
It gives armor for your creeps. It gives additional attack damage for all of your creeps, and that it just adds up over time. Like if you're pushing for over a minute, those small stats are actually very significant.
They'll continue to head top, and actually mid lane Pycat and Nico are going to rotate, and they're not going to wait for the next Aegis, at least for this tier 2 tower. It's backdoor protected for now, and now it is not. Loda takes a lot of damage from that flame break. He pops up the healing ward, and the Eidolon's falling. They'll mech him up. Actually, top lane, the tier 2 tower finally falls. Gogi's going to try to get into the base, but at this point, I don't know if he can.
The Aegis just got reclaimed, so
yeah, it's time to fight now. I think.
If you're Alliance, do you really care that the Aegis gets reclaimed? Although
I don't think so.
Gogi's knocking at the front door, so
I think that's
finally able to push up to the top lane.
What a strange game this has turned into. Tier 3 taking a lot of rest.
Rax already. This.
And Mitch is gonna actually walk out. They smoked up. What a bait! Now they're actually just gonna turn and maybe take a second set of Rags. Milan is gonna get Mystic Flared. He's about to fall. They're chasing too far for him. He dies. Was trying to deny himself. But Loda's gonna head up to the high ground. The problem is that Gogi might actually just get a set of Rax here for free, and that really shouldn't happen. They'll TP Loda back, and Gogi is probably going to blink away. Maybe he'll man fight. Manta style pop for both heroes. Now the mana void. Gogi gets the kill, and Loda buys back. And now, meanwhile, in the middle lane, they are still killing these Rax at tier 3.
He's going to get the Rex.
And he might get it. He's so close. Gogi gets the melee Rax, now blinks away. Loda is forced to buy back. That could have been a lot better for Alliance.
Alliance? These are like extremely costly mistakes. No TPs. I mean, they could have all just ran back so many times.
RP on to 3. On to 4, I think, even. Now that maybe the black hole, Matt doesn't have the mana to use it. His Soul Ring actually was on cooldown. Not that it matters. They blow up all 3 of those heroes in short order. But here comes Gogi. Here comes Gogi. Matt's going to fall. Skewer in. Nico, buddy, I don't think you want to fight this. Blink forward. Mana Void on cooldown still for another 20 seconds. Nico about to go down. Wave of Tear. The last right click. Double kill for Gogi. They won't chase any further. They keep their Rax's mid alive. Rax's bottom already dead. The tier 4 is actually becoming exposed. The effigy of triumph named Wrecked, getting wrecked itself. But Cole will take care of this in short order. And
really bizarre sequence of events. I don't think I've ever seen a game like this where one team gets a Rax completely for free, and then the anti-mage somehow split pushes a Rax for free because no one has TPs, and it took him so long to take that Rax. Like,
Yeah.
they actually could have just walked home. Or even ferried out TPs. I'm not too sure what just happened, but definitely very good for mYi. I know they lost maybe a couple more heroes, but Anti-Mage getting enormous 4,300 gold now for him after getting that top Rax, as well as picking up a couple of kills cleaning up.
Well, the problem with Anti-Mage getting farmed is that nobody else is. And you look at the side of Alliance, they're all picking up their next tier of items. Like, Matt has an ultimate orb, which I'm sure will be the beginning of the Lincolns. What else do we have? An Atos on Ake. So we talked about him being squishy. He's not very squishy anymore.
Is that a Hex? I don't think it's a Link.
No, it could be Hex. Could be Hex.
I suppose it could be Lincoln's, like, for the swap.
For the
But,
lasso.
I mean, oh, lasso, too. I guess maybe you get the Lincolns and you just put it onto Jug.
Yep.
Okay.
And then he becomes unkillable, probably.
But they have so many things, though. Oh,
Milan, what are you doing there, buddy? What? He blinks underneath the tower into 4 heroes.
Well, he only had vision of one of them, but then he misses the
Yeah,
impale,
but I mean...
Yeah. Maybe not the best decision.
Yeah, I really don't know.
And Cole actually goes for a Blink Dagger. I'm not too...
Goki's going for a heart, by the way, which I'm not sure about. Cole goes for the blink. I like blink TAs, but in this situation,
yeah, I know.
It's not great.
Weird, right?
That force RP from Nikwa, though. Skewer back into the black hole onto Gogi. They pop the Poison Nova. I don't think they can kill him. They Malefice him. He blinks up. They use 2 ultimates. They get 0 reward. Although he doesn't have blink, he might actually be in trouble. Gets body blocked. He's going to have to TP away now. He might live. He is going to make it out. Juggernaut, in the meanwhile, gets Mitch in the middle lane. Now gets Magic Missiled up. Is kind of low in mana. Swap out Loda. No Magic Missile anymore. They have side traps. So the rest of the team coming in. Mad getting side trapped. Milan going further. Melt Strike, Earth Spike. They have Finger. Kaboom! They zap him. Finger blasted. Mad goes down. And I don't know, man.
What were you saying about Heart?
I guess it saved his life.
I mean, I'm not too sure about it either, to be honest. I think maybe Butterfly could be a bit better, but
Abyssal.
Yeah, or Abyssal actually. Abyssal would be quite nice because if he's split pushing the whole game, it just gives you that much more kill potential.
Atos Gogi, Meld Strike hits onto Ake. That slow lasts for a deceptively long time. And TP's in. Loda has Omni / no, it's on cooldown. Tier 1's gonna fall.
The heart's coming out for Gogi, so gonna have that completed up for him. Now up to 2,300 life, so if it was hard enough to kill him from 1,700 life with all these ultimates.
He has 4 points of spell shield, so anytime you do ult him, he's got 50 extra % magic resistance, so there's that.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. On top of the base resistance as well.
Which is apparently 12. So. Yeah, he's
it's just because they don't stack additively.
Oh, alright, well.
That's why.
Gogi's gonna push in the mid lane. Tier 2's left in the bottom and the middle lane. I would be shocked. I would be floored if mYi win this game with how farmed everyone is for Alliance. Flycat's gonna run in and actually runs in a bit too soon. Loda going for the Scotty, which is probably the most common of choices in this situation. Top Razor X actually, they don't defend it and it dies. So a full set of racks versus a full set of racks. This game's a lot more even than I think we thought it was.
I actually think like mYi have chances to win, although...
Oh, that Omni Slash actually did nothing. Did he actually use it or did he cancel it? Meanwhile, there's going to be the lasso up. They get the Mana Boy. They kill Nikwa. Back onto Ake. Gogi going to work. He is kind of low now. Loda's out of mana. Gogi needs to blink away. They get the kill. He's got buyback. They've already taken down 3, though. Gogi will buy back. Loda about to get Earth spiked. There's no bots up for Gogi. He has to blink there. Now to see if Blade Fury, still no mana. Mitch now getting chased, or giving chase on the Loda. Getting slowed up. PieCat with the right click. They have to turn on PieCat. Loda, I know he's a juicy choice, but instead PieCat is going to have to be the option here. Now there's the side trap going. PieCat actually gets line. Milan buys back. PieCat will go down. He does have buyback. Tier 2 tower. Now probably going to get taken. Gogi will not have buyback though, but I don't know.
I'm really not understanding why Anti-Mage bought back. Although, if they're able to get this DD and Roche, oh my. Alright. I guess
Buyback from PieCat, they know.
I don't think they can contest this. Like, it's gonna go down so fast to the DDTA.
They blink RP. Nikwa's nearby. He needs to make a play. He sees Mitch. He's going to skewer in. He doesn't get into the pit. He's on the high ground. Now they take the Aegis. RP onto 2, but Nikwa is already dead. Ake's going to run in. Loda as well. The Mantis Sow coming out. Matt, he does have Black Hole. The Finger coming out. They get a huge mana void. Matt is going to fall. Double kill for Gogi. Loda getting chased down. Ake as well. And they're turning this fight. They're turning the game. They get 3 kills. They lose Milan. They lose the Venge. They lose to the supports. They don't give a damn. Gogi gets the Aegis. And this game.
Spike from Milan. Like, on to 2 heroes up there. That was just huge.
We might. Let's check out. Let's watch this tier 2 tower fall. Let's see if anything happens. Actually, you know what? Pimp, let's see that last fight and let's see what happened there.
I actually have both fights because both were so just incredible. And I just gotta say right here, let's rewatch this again because we have the time for this. Anti-Mage comes in. This is a super quick silence once again from Ake and the Omni Slash. And now the problem is if you are right here, he pops his Mantis style and Loda's Omni Slash gets cancelled because when he tries to slash, Anti-Mage was in the invulnerability frame. And I'm always butchering invulnerable, but you know, I'm just German, I can do this. So the whole team fight goes completely south. Gugi is just owning shit. It's crazy. This guy is completely on fire. And well, his illusions are kind of just destroying Loda because he doesn't have mana for anything. He can't pop a healing ward. He can't pop a Blade Fury. Milan comes in, stuns him up. He's like, all right, boys, you know, I just gonna use mana leech as well. Loda couldn't do anything, and well, they kind of overextend. And then there was this buyback happening, and I check out the other fight because there's still nothing going on. Mind Sanity is just casually destroying the Roshan. He just gets brought down so quickly. And this was pretty much it. Nico comes in, botches his initiation. It's super hard against the Batrider. And also nicely done there by Gogi. He's tanking so much of the whole damage from the Mystic Flare. Matt tries to come in, he can't do anything. Loda gets just destroyed. Matt can't do, you know, he tries to mech, but this doesn't happen at all. And then Loda runs, everyone else is just dying. And with such, well, the gold graph is just telling an insane story. Maud, back to you.
Yeah, the gold graph now even, or thereabouts. Experience is a 5,000 experience lead for mYi, and a heck of a game we've seen. We've had many, many good games for Dota Pit Season 3. Of course, you can check out the VODs over at youtube.com/HighGroundTV. If you are watching the VODs anywhere else besides the Dota TV ticket, it's probably stolen. So just keep that in mind. And support HighGroundTV, support Dota Pit as well.
Or that YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, that's, well. Anyways, Gogi's gonna work here, trying to get to the high ground, the tier 3 tower. Now their defense getting set up. They've got the RP. They've got the threat of the black hole. Can they actually get it off? PieCat now has an axe as well. And as good as this game has gone for Gogi, this is a completely different beast than what he's experienced thus far. Getting up into the high ground coming out. It's going to be difficult.
What item do you think he goes for next? Maybe I think Butterfly is actually just the choice. You know, usually you would think Abyssal might be pretty good, but if he goes Butterfly, how do they kill this hero?
I'm not sure.
Jug's gonna be too far from an MKB to really get that. I guess he has 3k, so maybe it wouldn't be too far off.
They see Loda, they see Mad, maybe, I'm not sure. The 2 ships passing in the night, kind of catching each other. Gogi runs in. Oh no! Cole, the worst time to DC.
Oh no!
The reaction time. Gogi spots out Mad, and yeah, he's probably dead. The animation from the black hole is going to be quicker than the blink animation, even if he's spamming it. And his team is very far away.
He has an Aegis though, so maybe you don't hole him, right?
Yeah, but Cole is very far away. I don't know, man.
Like if you commit too many ults, like Hole is not enough. Like, they need Hole and RP to kill him, I think. And Omni Slash, probably. And if you're expending all 3 ults to just kill his Aegis, I mean, maybe you just kill his Aegis and then you run away, but then you have the pressure of, well, maybe mYi just walk down bottom, you know? So,
yeah.
I don't know. This is, like, actually a really tough decision for Alliance. It'll be interesting to see what they do, since they actually have time to think about this.
All right, chat, press 1 if he's going to black hole. Press 2 if Gogi blinks away. Nothing actually happens. Or
I mean, I think he's going to black hole, but I'm not sure if it's the correct decision.
Quantum, you pressed 1, and there's a bit of a delay, so it's just that's not how it works. Wait for the other guys to catch up. If you've been enjoying this game, guys, this is Dota Pit. First game was a bit of a stomp. This game is turning out to be a lot better. And Cole, well, he's going to reconnect to the game. He does have his BKB. Ready? Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. What's going to happen?
Black hole.
Is the animation going to go? Malefice first, Midnight Pulse, and actually backs away. Whoever pressed 2 is a winner. But now Gogi runs in on his own. Now Loda does still have Omni Slash. They actually silence him up. Gogi just about to die, but now coming in, Lasso gets off the Pycat, also gets off the Poison Nova. Cole jumps in, Earth Spike, Finger of Death, Black Hole going in, swap out, they keep him alive. Now the RP on it 2, Cole about to fall. There's gonna be the Aegis, and Gogi is about to be the only one alive. 2 gems on the deck, Gogi getting silenced up. Manta Style not available apparently for 10 seconds. Atos as well, he's gonna fall again. Triple kill for Loda. What a turn of events.
Why
what a
did
fight.
Gogi blink after them? Like, I realize that you have an Aegis, but all you have to do in that situation is just wait for your team.
There's no reason for them to run at them like that, and I agree with you. That might have been the nail in the coffin.
A very costly mistake, and he doesn't have buyback. Like, he used buyback.
Yep. And
it's just gonna be a mid-set of Rex.
Well, they're going to head towards mid. They have creeps to the base now, so Loda and Alliance, it looks like they will take this game. At least they'll take the set of racks. Game's not over yet. There's a glyph coming out for mYi, and the problem is, can they keep this racks alive for 40 seconds? I think the answer is no. Magic Missile actually gets blocked by a good, well-timed Blade Fury. They're backing away. They know that Cole's back up. They're looking for a Lasso. They might find it on Aki, but they really want Loda. Side Trap could go. Nice Atos, Magic Missile, another side trap.
Might get Loda, actually.
Earth Spike, Loda might be in trouble. Lasso's gonna go, can they bring him down? Mad trying to come in, Hex is up. They do not have Finger, I believe, but they get the kill without it. Mad walks up, swaps out, Loda buys back to the game. Magic Missile, Pycat's here, he bots in. Mitch gets Poison Nova up to the high ground. He's gonna try to TP Skewered back to the low ground. Mitch, you are not making it out alive, buddy. Goodbye, Mr. Bat and Mr. Bat Rider. Blink forward from Nikwa. The Horde of Magnus, looking for a Skewer, looking for a Shockwave, looking for something. Lazard is, I think, dead. And he's Wave of Terror, Shockwave. Get that Illusion Rune. Nice. Body block. Almost. And you're dead. Well, sometimes you're a vengeful spirit and your team dies and then you die. That's just how it goes.
Yep, but I think that was still pretty good for Alliance. Like, another very odd buyback coming out from Loda this time instead of the other carry, Gogi. Not really accomplishing too much with this buyback, so now he just has a buyback on cooldown for 6 minutes. And that's going to open up a window for mYi. Actually only losing the range racks from that, so even though that was a huge costly mistake from the anti-mage player, it actually ends up not being too costly. And even forcing out a Loda buyback, well, maybe not forcing out, but, you know, forcing a mistake from Loda, I would say.
And he's very close to that butterfly, but he does need to save her buyback. So let's see here. What's his surplus at? He's at 2,700. He can easily buy the quarterstaff and still have enough for buyback, but he cannot buy the Eagle Song for a couple hundred gold, so...
Yeah, and Loda actually going for a Basher. I think this is a mistake, especially up against the anti-mage. I think you sit on the gold because once he finishes this butterfly, Loda's going to do no damage to him. And in a 1v1 fight, he's just going to get absolutely destroyed. it's not like Alliance lack lockdown. They have all this great lockdown. Like, they have a stun from Enigma, they have the Black Hole, they have the RP, the silence from Ake, even with the nice slow from the Rod of Atos if he's able to get the Ancient Seal off with that. So
this is a smoke play that they should not be making because Gogi does not have bots. He is nowhere near. He has a TP for the top tier 2. So that actually is kind of okay, but they have to, this has to be somehow the biggest favorable engagement I've ever seen. Blink, the lasso Mad. RP could come at any moment right now. Mad is still in trouble, pops the BKB. RP onto 4, onto all 5. Black Hole, they swap out, but it's too goddamn late. Lazar's gonna get skewered. How does this continue to happen? And all 5 are laying on the ground, obliterated. The Lion will respawn, but I think that's it. That is game. There is buyback for the anti-mage, but at that point, Neekwum with the huge plays. Oh my lord.
What an RP. Followed up into the Black Hole, even though the Black Hole only lasted, you know, maybe a second or two, but what a huge play coming out from Neekwa on the Magnus. mYi really need to get something out of this.
Oh,
they are chasing.
He canceled that TP, but maybe they're looking to fight. No, they're going to turn this. Gogi's alone. Now they Atos. Now they see the rest of the team coming in. Gogi will not continue to chase. I don't think he will anyway. And that's that. I mean, again, they don't get any real buildings off the back end of that, but it's only a matter of time, right? There's no buyback now on any hero, I think. On the there's no buyback on any hero, so that's it. Like, if they die again, the game is over.
And it's going to be very important for this anti-mage to get up the butterfly now. mYi just can't allow another team fight like that. Like, if you can't.
Why did they lasso? Why did they lasso
Enigma?
The Enigma instead of maybe the Magnus or even Pycat? But
yeah, that is a little awkward, especially because it's not like he has. I think the RP is a way bigger threat than this Black Hole, especially when you have Avenge. So.
And she's swapped out a couple of times as well. So Mitch, I think, is making mistakes with his targeting.
Yeah, this has been a really rough game for the Batrider.
Yeah, it's not been easy. This game just feels almost lost at this point for mYi. Gogi's his gold buyback penalty has just finally subsided, and he will in turn continue to push out bottom, where a full lane of Rax is missing. And as it stands right now, Roshan is up in about 10 seconds, and maybe an Aegis can help out mYi. Maybe that will be. Maybe Roshan will be the help they need to actually turn this game around. Hello. We're here. We made it back. We're all alive. Don't you worry, pimp. We got everything under control. Counter ward actually could come out. They don't go for it, though. Lizard's going to walk all the way around. TP's back as Gogi split pushing, but he can't afford to die. He will blink out and stay alive. And they'll kill the illusions of the Juggernaut more than likely. This tier 3 tower going to get pressured, though, and they need to be careful. Eidolons do a significant chunk of damage.
Yeah, and the anti-mage inching closer and closer to that butterfly. Doesn't have to worry about buyback right now. So.
Okay, Milan. Well, I'll see you later, buddy. Yeah, he was not in the right spot. There was a ward there, unexpectedly.
As well. Don't.
I think this is Alliance Aegis, and now we saw what they could do with that Aegis at 17 minutes into the game. We'll see what they can do with it at 38. Gogi's just gonna say, "Well, I guess we can't take Roche. We'll push out mid instead." Probably they're not sending one hero back. Similar. Shadowblade from Neekwa, by the way, which is a brilliant strategy. Unless they have a gem for Mitch. I don't believe is the case. He's fire flying.
Actually so good on AoE initiators like him because...
Lasso could go. He's... Alright, that's awkward. Roshan goes down. Mitch is now in the pit alone. He does get the cheese. He'll probably have to pop it now. And no, he just dies. And he doesn't have buyback. Meanwhile, the tier 3 tower was taking that by the anti-mage, but a small price to pay at this point. for Alliance. I mean, if they take out Arax, then yeah, that becomes a 3-2-2 scenario. But actually, I think, did they poison over him? They did, but it's a pretty short cooldown at its level 3, 60 seconds. So there's that. And that's the Scepter cooldown, by the way. So also, BKB is up for Pycat. There's the Lincoln Sphere that I was talking about. And
Abyssal for a Jug as well.
Yeah.
That
So they have the lockdown
up against the anti-mage. Although not having anything to deal with this evasion could end up being a problem, but it's just so hard for mYi to fight these team fights now because they're up against 2 AoE team fight spells, not really having much of their own. You know, maybe if Lion gets a really good Earth Spike, you can say, you know, that's like sort of a mini Ravage, but it's a lot to ask of your Lion. I know he was doing it in the mid game, but it's a bit harder the later the game goes.
Especially with the BKBs coming out, for example, on the Enigma and Pycat, and obviously Blade Fury. I really think that this Magnus Shadow Blade, if they're not prepared for it, could actually just kill them all. It's been an issue. I mean, Nikwa's been an issue already in almost every team fight.
Yeah, it's almost like having a free smoke. It's actually quite nice. Unless they have like sentries all around, you can even just Shadow Blade into Blink. So it's a very useful late game item on initiators. I actually
It's not like
quite a lot.
It's not like anybody's close. I mean, they can buy a gem if they want to, but
Yeah, but even if you have a gem, let's say you Shadow Blade, right, and then you're in Blink range, they can't necessarily see you, so you can just Shadow Blade, and it's sort of like a pseudo smoke type thing.
All right, I see what you're saying. The gem that they had was the mYi gem, I should say, is mYi. Excuse me, gem is back in the base of Alliance, and look at Gogi go. Gogi is now cutting the creep wave middle, but he doesn't have any creeps to the base, so already Loda's running in. Mitch is gonna get Omni Slash, swap out Lazard. Yeah, Lazard will actually just kill himself. Loda's gonna get caught. He is gonna get lassoed. No Force Staff. Might die to the fountain. Actually pops the Mantis out. Flame Break back in. And Gogi's not TPing back anytime soon. A big dive, and now Alliance go for the tier 4s. They're going for the jugular. Gogi actually is just, he doesn't seem to care. Finally TPing back. Glyph's available. He's going to have to use it sooner rather than later. This might be the end for mYi. Cole jumps in. BKB Black Hole onto 2. Loda fighting up onto Gogi, who's silenced up. He can't really turn this fight on. Cole still going to work. Nikwa taking a lot of damage. Goes down, gets the kill. It's a 3-for-1 so far. Gogi has to run out, run back in. Mantis Sal pops. Gale misses. Buyback coming in for the Lion. Now, do they have a glyph? Mad TP's back into the base. Loda about to fall, but that's just the Aegis. Pycat as well will go down. Ake so low. Now Loda just turns his attention to Gogi. If Gogi falls here, in which he will, that is game. Alliance will take it 2-0 at 42 minutes in one of the strangest games I've ever seen. Alliance, they make sure there is no throw. There's no 3-2-2. They take the game.
Yeah, very, very odd game, like you said. I think I definitely, you know, like the draft from mYi this game. I think it was better than their other drafts. The TA really didn't pay off for them. I think, you know, maybe if they had a mid hero that was more control oriented, or, you know, something that offered a bit more in these team fights, they might have had a real shot to win this game. But unfortunately, TA not able to really snowball, didn't get, you know, too many items, couldn't do that damage that you usually see, you know, from a TA that's having a good game. So, although I suppose at the same time he got counterpicked by the Venomancer, and Pycat had a great game.
Yeah, again, Pycat proving to be one of the driving forces for Alliance, and especially in this series, as they 2-0 mYi. mYi, again, have yet to win a game here in Dota Pit Season 3, and let's see who they have to play still. I think they actually might... let's see, mYi. They've played Alliance. They have Hellraisers to play, and that is it. So one more series for them, and they'll try to win a game there. But for Alliance, they actually move up to... let's see here. They move up to 3-3. So in a pretty good spot now, all things considered. They're doing a lot better than they were at the beginning of the season. Now not really close to that last place, and a good victory for them. With that being said, that'll be it for today. We have 2 games, not tomorrow, but the day after, I believe. Tomorrow we have nothing going on. March 18th is a free day, so I have a day off of Dota Pit. On the 19th, we have Asus Polar versus Power Rangers at 16 CET for you guys in Europe, of course. That is 11 Eastern. for us here in North America. Team Taker versus Power Rangers. That'll start, I believe, 19 CET. So definitely make sure you guys check that out in 2 days. For everybody here from HighGroundTV, again, this is the HighGroundTV production crew. We've got Pit Muckle manning the production. We have F4L, the co-caster. You can check him out at F4L Dota. We also have Quantum, who is standing in for Moppex, excuse me. You can check him out at Quantum_stats. And then, of course, you can check me out at ModDota. DotaPit.com for more information on the tournament. Remember that VODs are posted daily over at youtube.com/HighGroundTV. If you need a place to find VODs for Dota Pit, that's where you will find them. Do not watch them anywhere else, please, unless you're watching in Dota TV. And, well, the VOD from the first game is already up. That's how fast Pimp is. What a legend. Before we leave, I do want to ask F4L, you have any shout-outs or any closing thoughts before we head out of here?
Not really.
All right. Well,
No shout-outs today. I actually can't think of anything. So
good stuff. Good shout-outs, F4L. Good work,
great
buddy.
Shout-outs. Shout-out to NEL. There you go.
Shout out to NEL. I'll be doing that tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern if anyone's interested on NeoDota. If anyone's into some more casual casting, some more fun casting, definitely check that out.
Great game. Elite League.
Super Elite League.
Yes, elite. Very elite.
Definitely fun to watch. So definitely check that out.
Okay, I know. Shout out to VN Dragon, best player in NEL.
It feels like an anti-shout out to me. But anyway, we're gonna head out of here. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Congrats to Alliance for the series victory. We'll see you all in 2 days for our next